Hey everybody, it's Rebecca. I hope y'all are doing well. Today is July 3rd, 2025. As y'all see my desktop. Let me open something here so y'all have something to look at. There we go. We got Google Earth up here. So, I am basically doing a live stream test. I'm testing the computer because I just reset it yesterday and need to make sure that it's going to be able to live stream and do my videos. And then on top of that, I actually changed up my internet again today. So I'm hoping that it's not laggy at all and won't be laggy. Let me see if there are people. Okay. Okay, so just letting people know that I'm actually live streaming right now. So anyways, today's been quite a day. As y'all know, my daughter is getting ready to leave for another state. And so I've been spending some time with her. Penny is doing a lot better today. She is up walking around, which is good. She had her foot bandaged for a few hours last night since she had to go and see the vet and have to have mini surgery. They had to cauterize her toenail because it wouldn't stop bleeding. So it's doing a lot better today. It did get broke down to the blood vessel. So yeah, that kind of freaked me out. I've never had that situation before, though other people have told me that they've had near things happen like that with their puppies. She's just my baby, and it really, really had me so upset. And then she was moping around afterwards. So anyways, you guys, I've been taking a look at and let's show y'all. I've been taking a look at Japan. Okay, so we're gonna pull up Japan's earthquakes, and I think this is something to keep an eye on, because you know there is a prophecy out there that Japan is expecting to have a major earthquake. But this person who gave this prophecy, I don't remember what year it was, but it was like 1970 something. They gave the first one and it actually happened and caused a major tsunami in Japan. Well, I've been looking at the earthquakes before that, and this is what's gone on since June, okay? There's been 900 earthquakes in 2 weeks, okay? And these are some bigger earthquakes. These are in the 5-6 range, okay? We have a 5.9 here, 6.1 here. If this continues, they should expect to see a 7 or an 8 or maybe larger. So that is something to keep an eye on, and that would pretty much say that that one person who gave the prophecy regarding the last earthquake, which made 6 nuclear reactors go into meltdown because of a tsunami, I would say that that person's pretty much spot on, because it is weird that they gave that prophecy and the first one happened. So now we're looking, and I'm looking at these earthquakes, and 15 hours ago there was a 5.5. But we're not looking at all the earthquakes here. I mean, this is just the 5s. Let's look at the 4s. Okay? This is the 4s. This is all 7-1. Okay? Then we got 630. Then 629. We're just counting the 4s here. Let's go to the 3s. Okay? This is lower than the 4.5. Some of these they throw in a few 5s here, but when we're looking, we got 3s here as well. So guess what? Yep, they've had over 900 earthquakes in the past 2 weeks. So that is something that it is to keep an eye on. I'm not saying that I go much by prophecy and stuff, but that person who gave that prophecy before seemed to be spot on. So I'm not going to say that they're wrong. I am going to keep an eye out, because as you see, this buildup has already led to a 6.0 and a 6.1, okay, and a 6.2. This was in April. So then you have May with a 6.0, June with a 6.1. Guess what? Next month is July. This is July. So we can expect to see another one. And I'm just wondering if it's going to be a 7 this time. So it is something that I've just been keeping an eye on because there seems to be a pattern to it. Now, what this person's prophecy was is that part of the ocean floor between Indonesia and Japan would rip open, okay? And that would cause a major tsunami. So we just have to keep an eye and see what's what. Let's see where these earthquakes are actually occurring, though. So let's export this page to KML. Let's get this into Google Earth, and I want to show y'all where all these earthquakes are actually happening. So this is just all of them for the first page. So you can see, let's do them in green. Okay. So this is where all of those earthquakes are occurring, okay? Can't tell you exactly where the most of them are because you can see that when you put your mouse over them, it's more than one pretty much in every spot. But if we're keeping an eye on this, we're looking, this is the Mariana Islands down here. We got Japan up here. You have Indonesia over this way. So it's just something to keep an eye on because this is busy. And this area right here is quiet. So wonder what's up with this area here. This is Osaka. And Sanbesen volcano is here. But this area seems to be quiet for the most part. So, curiosity. So what do you guys think? What do y'all think of prophecy? My opinion is when you got somebody who's hit the nail on the head once, you look at them again. That's my thought on that one. How is the West Coast? Well, let's see here. With everything going on, let's look and see how the earthquakes on the West Coast are doing. So let's get out of this, go back to latest earthquakes. Let's look at California. I gotta pull California up because, as I told you guys, I reset my computer, so I don't have anything saved in here now. But let's look at California for this. I want to do Gulf of California too, so let's just put that in there. So I might not get all of California because I actually spelled out California. Let's see here. Let's do it this way. Okay, let's do it the right way. So we're not pulling up Baja. We're going to do just California. California. I want Gulf of California, so I am adding that in there because I want to see the relation of the earthquakes in Gulf of California. We'll do Mexicali area, Baja. Welcome to everybody who's in the chat. Feel free to chat in the chat room. My mods don't bite that I know of. They do. I'm pretty sure they've all had their rabies test. Okay, got those in there. Let's do this. Okay, so this is 7-3. Today is the 3rd. So there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's been 5 earthquakes today. 2.2, 2.2, 2.1, 2.6, and a 2.1. What day we want to go back to? Let's give it from the 1st to the 3rd. Search. And then we're going to export those to KML so you can see where these earthquakes have occurred on Google Earth. Okay, so we're going to get these in green. I like the color green. The color green is pretty. All right. So there we go. Those are our earthquakes from the 1st to the 3rd. We can see we're pretty busy up here. This is a Mendocino Fault. It's the Gorda. Oceanic Transform Fault. So this is, we've had, ooh, how many earthquakes we've had here? We've had 4. We've had one up here, which was a 2.5, 2.8, 2.6, 2.5, 3.5, 2.2. We've had 2 here, 2.2 and a 2.1. And then 2.7, 2.2, 2.6, and 2.2. then a 2.6. Then we've had a 2.1 and a 2.1, 2.4, 2.1. Now remember, this is all over the thing of a week, right? Then we've had a 3.3. So this 3.3 is a push up into California here. I don't have my arrow marks on here right now, so I can't tell you the movement. I have this arrow here, but I don't have the other arrow. However, this area here moves north. So this area pushes up into California, which is why you see more earthquakes within this area. Let's see if I can open my, let me see something. I want to look and see if I can find plate boundaries. If I can find the right one. Okay, let's do it with this one. All right, uh-oh. Well, I didn't do that the way I wanted to. Oops. Huh. This one is, wait, I did it, but it's different. Okay, this one is by, what you call it? And, that's Tectonic Plates by NASA. So this is what NASA shows. But you can't click on those, so that won't work. I don't like that one. So, hang on. I'm going to do it this way. Discard. Okay. Reopen my thing again. Ooh, I gotta find Google. This computer is so different from my other computer. Okay, so took that off. But I don't have all my arrows on here, so I have one arrow's here, arrow here, arrow here, arrow here. But I'm not showing all my arrows right now. So if you'd seen the last one and you go back to one of my other live videos, you'll see that there is an arrow here that points that way. Hit. Thank you, Broke Vision. So I did find out that there was another, and I can't add it onto this one. I wonder if I can add it onto, let's see here, Google Earth. I want to see if I can do it this way. If I can do it this way, then I can show you a whole lot more, things. This is all of my stuff here. Okay, so don't want to do products. I want to do import a KML. Import from device. Show all files. Let me go over here. Y'all don't need to see all my files. Downloads. Is it this one? Might be that one. Let's see if it was this one. One of these was too big for my computer. Is it this one? No, that is not what I want. Okay, let me see here. Gotta check my file again. There was something I wanted to show y'all. I downloaded it yesterday. And I was like, it was too big for my, maybe this is it. It was too big for my computer, but it might work on here. So we'll see if it'll work on here. Let me see here. I'm learning how to do this, you guys, so give me a minute. Dismiss. Add. Nope. File. Nope. File. New. I'm learning. Where's the import? There's export. Nope, I don't want that. Add, I don't want that. File, view all projects. Open. Okay. Now I figured it out. QFalts. Open. If this one works, we'll have to see if it'll open or not. It might take a second. It might have gotten stuck. Uh-oh. Because look. Ah. All right. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. But thought I'd at least try. Downloaded to my computer and immediately got laggy. All right. Anyways, I found all the faults that go all the way out here into Nebraska. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It was a KML for faults all the way out into Nebraska. But I'm beginning to find out I can't put it on this Google Earth, so won't work on here either. But if y'all want that one, if you look up KML for fault lines, you'll find that one. Which is kind of cool. So it's the kind of neat way to put stuff onto your computer if you want to learn how to play with certain things. How small a hard drive you have. I don't know. This is a new computer. So it's actually bigger. I think it's 1 terabyte. It's bigger than my other computer was. But I'm still learning stuff about it. Like yesterday I had an issue and I had to literally reset my computer. So that's why I have all my new files downloaded for the computer, and some of them are missing because of the fact that I had to download them. You can find all of these if you have Google Earth. You can find all of these through USGS. They are available for download for KML, which is really neat and nice for when you want to look up stuff and learn about things. That's what I do, is I actually download them from online. So let's see here. If you see the ones here, fault line, you put in fault line KML and it'll pull up automatically. I use the Faults US Geological Survey, which is the ones that you see on here. They show these ones. They don't show all of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Is that it? Yeah, you don't use that one. And then they've got KML Fault Lines Dataset Catalog. And you can go to this one. And then it's through GeoHub, Oregon, API download. And you can download these for your Google Earth and show different areas and different fault lines. And I like doing that so that I can see whether an earthquake's hitting your fault line and if it's basically from a fault line or if it's volcanic. So that's why I have the volcanoes on my Google Earth, so that I know that whether the earthquake is actually volcanic or not. Hello, everybody who's new here. Please hit the like button. That helps me out with this channel. And believe it or not, talking in the chat room also helps out with the algorithms. No matter if you say something good or bad, my moderators are here and they'll let you know. You can pretty much talk about anything you want. So yeah, that's how I do the data sets for the computer. So been resetting stuff up on here and getting things ready. So you guys, tomorrow, 4th of July, I hope everybody has a safe one. Please remember to have some decency and respect for your pets. Try to keep them in an innermost room in your house where they're going to be least likely to hear the bangs and booms from fireworks. Animals get panicked from fireworks. And my dog is no exception. She gets afraid of thunderstorms. So I try to keep her in an area where she will be least likely to be bothered by the noise. Try the G-Earth link? Huh? The Girth link? Google Earth link? Is it Google Earth link? Earthlink. So anyways, I was going to let you guys know. So today I traded up for my internet. And I'm hoping that y'all are hearing me in real time. So far, I'm not showing any lagging on my computer or any dropped frames. I've got 0.0% dropped frames. So I'm doing good. I traded up the internet today. I called them because I was able to get a special and lower the price on my internet for a little bit. So for about a year, I actually got $45 off per month. So, whew! But I got to remember to call them before a year is up and resubscribe to a new subscription so that I can continue to keep my internet costs low. Because I was paying $135 a month just for internet, which is ridiculous, okay? But I'm like everybody else. I like to watch movies. I like to watch videos. I like to make videos. I like to talk to everybody. And, yeah, without internet, can't do any of that. Can't make videos and whatnot. So, let me see here. What else has been going on in the world today? Oh, yeah, we have a monster that's off the East Coast. Let me show y'all our monster. So, forecast for hurricanes. We have a monster with a 60% chance of forming over the next 7 days, 30% chance in the next 48 hours. However, I pretty much expect that this is going to become a tropical storm. Don't know where or what time, I can't tell you that. However, this has been growing pretty quickly. Because it's so hot, it was over 90 degrees today, which it was 98 degrees. Right now it is 88. But it was 98 degrees today, and it was really hot out today. So you can imagine how hot the oceans are right now. So we can expect to probably have a hurricane. Something else of note, the government has closed down satellite services. So let me let you guys know about that. So the news on it is that the Department of Defense will stop providing crucial satellite weather data. The U.S. Department of Defense will no longer provide satellite weather data, leaving hurricane forecasters without crucial information about storms as peak hurricane season looms in the Atlantic. For more than 40 years, the Defense Department has operated satellites that collect information about conditions in the atmosphere and ocean. A group within the Navy called the Fleet Numerical Meteorology and Oceanography Center processes the raw data from satellites and turns it over to scientists and weather forecasters who use it for a wide range of purposes, including real-time hurricane forecasting and measuring sea ice in polar regions. In late June, the Department of Defense announced that it would no longer provide that data, according to a notice published by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. The termination date was originally the end of June, but after an outcry from scientists and forecasters, it was updated to the end of July, according to the Navy. I was surprised given how important it is for forecasting hurricanes and monitoring important features like sea ice, said Brian Tang, a hurricane researcher at the University of Albany. This is data that forecasters use regularly. The Navy did not respond to questions about why it had stopped sharing the data with scientists and forecasters. A spokesperson for the U.S. Space Force, which is responsible for satellites, said in a statement that the satellites and instruments are still functional and that the Department of Defense will continue to use them even as it cuts off access for scientists. It is not an issue of funding, says Mark Saris, the director of the National Snow and Ice Data Center, a federally funded research center in Colorado that has relied on soon-to-be terminated Defense Department data to track sea ice since 1979. There is cybersecurity concerns, and that's what we're being told. The Navy did not respond to questions about those specific concerns might be. In a statement, a Navy spokesman wrote only that the program no longer meets our information technology modernization requirements. Tracking hurricanes as they form, the Department of Defense collects satellite weather information because it has ships and planes operating all over the world and needs information about conditions in oceans and atmosphere. But the Defense Department data also allows hurricane forecasters to see hurricanes as they form and monitor them in real time. What we can do with the data is we can see the structure of hurricanes, Tang explains, sort of like an MRI or an X-ray. For example, hurricane experts can see the center of a newly formed storm, which allows them to figure out as early as possible what direction it is likely to go and whether the storm might hit land. That's important for people in harm's way who need much time as possible to decide whether to evacuate and to prepare their homes for wind and water. The data also allows forecasters to see when a new eye wall has formed in the center of a storm, which can indicate that the hurricane is about to intensify. For example, Tang says forecasters at the National Hurricane Center use the data from Defense Department satellites to observe a circular eye wall forming in Hurricane Eric earlier this month as it moved over the Pacific. So the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from this is that they're talking about shutting down these services. That is very scary considering that some of us live on the East Coast and we need to have this information. Can I show the red flag warnings for the West Coast? Let me see if I can pull them up. Severe weather. Okay, all of this is fire warnings. Is that what you wanted? These are all fire warnings and fires. If you can see here, this is fire warning, fire warning, fire warning. Well, that says wildfire. Then you have fire warning, fire warning, fire warning, fire weather warning, fire weather warning. Sacramento, 10 hours ago, 78.33 and it's 60% contained. I've got family up in this area. This one is 10 acres, 4 hours ago, Fairmont fire, not contained. You got Snelling fire, 16 acres, was 6 hours ago, 100% contained. Down here, we got the Madre fire 3 hours ago, 5% contained. And they don't know the cause. Looks like Canada's got some major fires going on too. Then they got some big ones going on up here as well. What we got over here? Table Rock. Table Rock is South Carolina. Tuesday at 12/12. 15,973 acres. That's big. Okay, so that's what I got for fires. Any winter weather? Nope. Severe weather. These are our severe weather. This is fire warning, fire warning, fire warning, fire weather, fire weather, fire weather, fire weather, fire weather, small craft advisory, gale warning, small craft advisory. Over here we have an aerial flood watch, flash flood warning, air quality alert. This is heat advisory. This is a weather advisory up here. Heat advisory, heat advisory, heat advisory, heat advisory. Then you got air quality, air quality, air quality, air quality. And then this is severe thunderstorm warning. And then over here, Richard's got a severe thunderstorm watch and heat warnings. And then, whoops, where did it go? There we go. And Broke Fishing just posted this one. Did it just close? Did not do it. Didn't. Okay. So these are the red flag warnings here. This is 2025 Madre Fire, the Democrat Fire, Horseshoe Fire. That's 2024. That's 2025. That's 2025. Let me see. Is they got dates? Yeah, 1 hour and 48 minutes ago. This is 20 hours ago. Klamath National Forest. Isn't there a volcano there? Yeah, I think there's a volcano. Klamath. Two weeks ago. We got fires over here in North Carolina. 1 month ago. Never mind. Table Rock was 2 days and 3 hours ago. Then you got Blue Ridge Fire. That was 2 months ago, so nothing on that one. Going to dance under the full moon and thunder. So pretty much the same here. Let's see our earthquakes here. Is that my earthquakes? Okay, so at 5:39 this morning, there was a 2.9 earthquake 15 kilometers southwest of Jamestown, Wyoming. That makes sense. There was a 2.7 at 10:05, 195 kilometers west of Bandon, Oregon. There's a 2.7, 10 kilometers south-southeast of Isla Vista, California. We had an earthquake in 1 kilometer west of Cooter, Missouri. Cooter, Missouri? It was a 2.1. And I know that there had to have been some earthquakes on the west coast. So let's look at Oregon Live earthquake map. Wow, quiet, except for here. What's this one? That was July 1st, so that was 2 days ago. It was a 2.2. Let's see here. In our Canada. See if we've been busy in Canada. Today is the 3rd. There has been 3 earthquakes today. There was a suspected industry-related event yesterday in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. What does ME? ME's Maine, isn't it? There was a 1.4, 27 kilometers south-southeast of Bangor, Maine. Maine, right? ME? Maine? There was a 2.6, 51 kilometers east of Juneau, Alaska. And there was a 2.2, 230 kilometers southwest of Haines Junction, YT? We did the YT before. YT. What is YT, Canada? Don't tell me that's Yellowstone. YT, Canada. Yucatan. Yucatan, right? Or is it YK? Yucatan Territory. Yeah, not Yellowstone. So yes, there are earthquakes in Canada, and they do go across Canada, so they do have earthquakes. I don't remember seeing this little one. That was on 6/9/2025. That was last month. That one's still on there. And that one was 6/23/2025. So moving downward. That one was today. It was a 1.4. And this is Belfast there. And Bangor is right there. I think my daughter's singing happy birthday to me. 7.3, that's where the 2.2 was. Over here it was 5 kilometers deep. That's off of Yucatan. Sorry, I'm looking for the colors that correspond to the newer earthquakes. I don't see the third one. I'm blind, you guys. I don't see the third one. That was 1. And the second one was there. Matt, there's the third one. No, that's not the third one. That was 6.9. Someone's red. So that's the wrong one. Or did I... Wait, I clicked the wrong one, maybe. Yeah, 7.3. That is the right one. And that was the 2.6, which was 1 kilometer deep. So that's where all 3 of these occurred. One here, and the other was all the way over here. There, right there. So there you have the Canada earthquakes for the day. Anyways, you guys, I hope y'all are doing well. I just wanted to get on real quick, run the computer, run my mouth, and let the computer run so that I can know that it's working good, that the lag on the computer is not doing bad. Let you guys know that I will be back on probably Saturday or Sunday. I am going to take tomorrow off. My daughter, as I told you guys, is leaving to go out of state, and she's moving away. So I have been spending some time trying to spend some time with her because, you know, of course, her boyfriend's here. So when the boyfriends are involved with the kids, then you barely see the children because, you know, they've grown up, they've got their own lives, they got wings, they're flying. And you know how that goes. So anyway, I just wanted to get on and see how you guys are doing, let y'all know what storm is happening. Oh, you know what we didn't look at? Let me see. Do I still have one open? No, I don't. Let's open a different window. We did not look what was going on in the Pacific. We did look at the Atlantic. So let's look at the Pacific real quick. We can see Flossie died, but we have another storm over here with an 80% chance of becoming a hurricane. Well, it'll be a tropical storm and then a hurricane, but it has an 80% chance and 40% over the next 48 hours. So I'm going to say this one will probably become a hurricane and then probably, maybe, hopefully pass out because we got Hawaii out here. What we got in the Central Pacific is nothing out there. But, of course, we need to keep an eye on this because, you know, these storms like to go this way. And if they go this way, then it's going to affect Hawaii. Alright, there it is, you guys. There's the update. I hope you all are doing well. Please have a great day tomorrow. Remember to... we did not look a price of gold, LOL. Sorry. Yeah, tomorrow, pay attention to your pets. Put them up somewhere if you're going to be having fireworks. Make sure that their little ears are not getting hurt by the sounds, that they're not getting panicked. Because all little animals and dogs, and even horses, get spooked by fireworks. And it is traumatizing to them. So, anyways, you guys, just keep an eye out for the pets tomorrow. Be safe. Practice safety. Keep your heads on a swivel because, you know, tomorrow's the 4th of July and we've had a lot of threats against the United States. So everybody practice safety tomorrow. Safety first. Head on a swivel. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please tell someone you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. Make each day an adventure. Get outside, have fun, and enjoy your families. Anyways, you guys, I love you, and I will see you on the next live stream or the next video. Peace out. Oh, and thank you to everybody who came today. I appreciate you being here. Broke Fishing, thank you for modding. Richard Smith, thank you for modding. Tell your wife hello. Thank you to everybody who stopped in, who hit the like button and the share button. I appreciate you. And yeah. Anyways, guys, love you, and I'll talk to y'all later.